spend a lot of time about gadgets because the gadgets give you external measures that are a response to what you're doing. Heart rate is your heart responding to the demands that you're creating. You don't sit out for a run telling your heart to beat at 120 beats per minute. You go out for a run telling yourself you're going to run at this feels like effort. I'm going to run at what feels like my 5K. Your heart has to respond to that, and there's going to be some number that can be measured. So it should be descriptive of your workout rather than prescriptive. I do give training workouts where I might tell someone what zone I want them to be in, but I very rarely give them a heart rate zone that's fixed, like 10-minute intervals at a heart rate of 130. There's so many variables that contribute to what your heart rate is at any one moment. What I normally do is give them, one or two different ways to gauge if they're at the zone that I want or the pace that I want. Same goes for power. I'll give people a big power range for bike workouts that target one of these three zones, or we might get very, very specific if it's a much harder workout at the higher end of intensity, but it should be more descriptive. I would prefer that people go out and do the workout feeling like what I described, and then we look at the power or the heart rate information afterwards and see what happened. And then we can see if they're getting faster or slower. If they're putting out more effort for the same workout and their power numbers going up, that's awesome. If they go out to do a workout and they're trying to hit power numbers, they could be holding themselves back if they're getting stronger, or they could be hurting themselves if they're not prepared for that yet. So the gadgets are fun. They can add a whole new layer of interest to your training. But again, you could spend, months and months and months and years talking about all the finer details of how to use all these things. And it's not necessary. It still comes down to your perceived effort, how you feel when you're doing the intervals or doing the workouts. So I'm not saying that they're a waste of time or a waste of money. I have every gadget. Most of the time I turn the gadget on and I record what I do, but I go by feel. So these are just kind of some what if scenarios. Your watch says that you're going easy, your heart rate, I don't know, 110 or 120, but your breathing is heavy and panting. What would you be thinking about at that time? What would you be thinking that your watch is wrong? Would you be thinking that you're working out wrong? What kind of thought process might go through your mind?
Maybe just not at the fitness level the watch thinks you're at? Like, is there like a correlation between the two?
Yeah,
Like,
there can be. So like most Garmin watches will, they'll auto calculate heart rate zones for you, and they might not be accurate. Or maybe you didn't get much sleep, or you've been stressed and your heart rate response just can't get there. So your heart's like, no, not today, Ed.
yeah,
Telling you need to chill out today. And so it feels really hard because your heart's just not giving you the energy that it wants because maybe it had a big day the 3 days before.
hmm
Your dog is cute, Ed.
he is a ham, isn't he? You are beautiful, yet you are.
Oh,
So beautiful.
he reminds me of Archie.
Yeah, yeah, they have the same kind of coloring and pattern. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm
And so the next one is sort of like the opposite end of the scale. You got a power meter, could be heart rate meter. And it says that you're your maximum effort, but you feel fine. Your legs aren't burning, you're not breathing hard. You're following the workout because the power meter said you're at the right spot, but you didn't feel anything. You might really be undercutting your potential, or turning what's supposed to be a hard workout into an easy one because you're just paying attention to the number. I sort of wrote these out as hypotheticals, but this stuff happens all the time.
Yeah. I found this with like a butt training plan. Like I was doing like my own thing, and then I thought, well, I'll buy a training plan and like see what I can do. And
Yeah.
then like it was like telling me to do like half of what I had been doing. I'm like, well, this makes no sense, right?
Mhm.
Like I've already achieved this level. Like, why would you
Yeah,
go backwards?
right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you can't still use that plan, but you adapt it, right? So
Mm.
maybe you add 33% of effort to everything that it says, or duration, or intensity, or something like that.
Yeah. No, I just hung it up. I was just like, no,
Yeah, you
do
can
my
hang
own
it
thing.
up.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I tried for about a week and I was just like, I feel like I'm going backwards. So
Yeah.
I stopped.
This one happens to me. This has been happening to me more recently this year, specifically the last 3 or 4 months, where I'll look at my watch and my heart rate will be really, really high, but I feel fine. And my personal thought, just for me, I've always had a heart rate when exercising that's much lower than, what the formulas would say. The formulas have a standard deviation, just like any population-based um, height graph or weight graph or anything like that. And I've always been someone where I'm very, very far from the median for 220 minus age. So when my heart rate's high, I interpret that I'm building fitness and I'm able to access more of I'm building more muscle, I'm building more endurance. The messaging between my brain and my muscles is improving. My heart's getting stronger and more coordinated to perform. Um, and this has just been recently, my heart rate will go up to 160 at the beginning of a run, and then it'll settle down and be 130. And I can't make it go up to 160.
Mhm.
So there's a heart rate response. Sorry. Got him. The other dog's mad. I'm not reaching for her collar too. Yeah, so heart rate response is variable. But if I stopped doing what I was doing because I thought it was too high, even though I felt fine, I might not proceed and then have the workout that I wanted. Conversely, maybe 2 months ago, I did a brick and I hadn't been doing a lot of bricks, and this was like a race effort, race length brick, which is way more than I've been doing. And I started on my run. It was super easy. It was super slow, and my heart rate went up to 165. I was like, whoa, this is weird. I've never even seen it this high. Is my watch broken? Am I hurting myself? What should I do? So I did slow down because I'd never seen that number before. But then it came back down and it settled down. And I think just my stress hormones were kind of through the roof that day, because even though physically I felt okay, I felt tired, I was doing something that was intentionally much harder than what I'd been doing. And your body knows stress. You can rationalize, this is fine, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but your body, your heart, your brain, your nervous system, they're the ones that are performing it. And training creates stress. It's physical stress, and it releases cortisol and adrenaline and epinephrine. And so that's one of the things that can fluctuate heart rate as well. Um, Bottom line is it's much more important to learn what the different efforts feel like so that you can make sense of the training plan you bought or downloaded, or what your watch is doing, or your power meter who's might not be calibrated correctly. Oops, wrong way.